Hello, and today we're going to be talking about Catalonia independence. So, to give you some context, let's go through a brief history of Catalonia, where it is, and how this movement started. Catalonia is a region of Spain in the country's northeast corner. Spain was ruled by a man named Francisco Franco from 1939 to 1975. That's really the roots of the issue that we're talking about. Franco was a military dictator, which meant he used the Spanish military to control the power in Spain and to make sure he stayed in power. While he was in power, he implemented things like forced labor, concentration camps, and as well as public executions and hangings. Franco seized power in 1939 and then lost it in 1975 when he died of heart failure. After Franco died, a man named Juan Carlos became king and initiated the country's transition into democracy. He also allowed Catalonia to gain certain freedoms back that it had lost under Franco's rule, like the language of Catalan, but also added more freedoms, like declaring Catalonia its own nationality, which brings us to our topic of Catalonia wanting to become its own country. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we'll talk about what actions Catalonia has taken and plan to take to become its own country.
You see, Catalonia is very rich, and rest of Spain comparatively is very poor, especially during the 2008 economic crisis. So, Catalonia didn't want anything crazy to happen, and in order for Spain to not stunt their economic growth, decided to become independent. So, that brings us to their movement.
So, why is this happening where it is, and how does this convey nationalism? Well, Catalonia is Spain's richest region due to Catalonia being Spain's foremost region of industry for producing textiles, war materials, and food during World War I. That means that if Catalonia became independent, it would have a higher GDP than Finland, which is now the 41st highest GDP in the world. Most people think that by losing its richest region, Spain would be crippled, but Spain would still be the world's fourth biggest Eurozone economy, just behind Russia.
So there are currently 6 major parties in the Catalonian parliament. There is the CUP, the Popular Unity Party, led by Carles Riera. They stand for anti-capitalism, socialism, Catalan independence, and left-wing nationalism. There is also the ERC party, the Catalan Republic Left, with Marta Rovira. They stand for Catalan independence, republicanism, democratic socialism, social democracy, and left-wing nationalism. There's also the JXCAT, or the Together for Catalonia party, led by Carles Puigdemont. There was also they stand for Catalan nationalism and republicanism. Against independence, there's the CS, the Citizens Party, with Inés Arrimadas. They stand for liberalism, pro-Europeanism, and Spanish unionism. There's also the PSC, the Socialists, with Miquel Iceta. They stand for social democracy, federalism, and the Spanish unionism. There's also the People's Party with Javier Garcia Albiol. They like conservatism, Christian democracy, and Spanish unionism. So, on October 1st, 2017, the peoples of Catalonia got together to vote on whether or not they should become independent, and the majority said yes. However, Article 155 of the Spanish Constitution states that if a regional government acts in a way that seriously undermines the interest of Spain, the national government can ask the Senate to vote on the use of the measure. The Constitution states that an absolute majority must approve the article's use. If the article is put into use, the national government can use whatever methods necessary to force a regional government to comply in order to protect said interests. Because of the wording of the document, it is also known as the nuclear option. So, Spain kind of got mad at Catalonia, and they sent police forces down to stop them. There was much rioting. And in light of those extreme measures they might take, they stole somebody's grandpa. In short, this happened.
Now, if we look at migration, there's not much we can observe here, but there are a few things that we can predict to happen in the future. First, if Catalonia became its own nation, we would see international migration, mostly from Spain. Second, it would be voluntary because Spain wouldn't be forcing people to move there. They'd probably be telling them to stay in Spain. This is our bibliography, and I hope you guys learned something more about Catalonian independence.